everybody, today we're going to be talking about lesson 30, more arithmetic with fractions. So let's go through our examples. Example 1, the local pizzeria will donate 14 pizzas to the 6th grade picnic. How many pizzas will there be for each of the 3 classes of 6th graders? So I have a total of 14 pizzas, and I'm going to split it between 3 classes. So I could draw a picture. Here I have class 1, class 2, and class 3. So I have pizza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then I have 2 pizzas left over. So each of these pizzas is going to be split into thirds. So class 1 would get a slice here, 2 here, class 3 here, and again on this pizza, class 1, class 2, class 3. Or we can look at it this way. We can color code it. They get a third of each of these pizzas. They get a third and a third. So each class is going to get a total of 4 pizzas plus 2 thirds, a third from this pizza and a third from this pizza. So each class will get 4 and 2 thirds pizzas. Now, to look at this with an algorithm, I have 14 pizzas divided by 3 classes. 14 does not go into 1. Or 3 does not go into 1. 3 goes into 14 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. I subtract. I have, oh, that's a 2. I have nothing to bring down. So my remainder would be a 2. But we know, because we've learned, that instead of having a remainder, I can turn that into the numerator of my fraction. My divisor is my denominator. And they each get 4 and 2 thirds pizzas. Okay, you can do this either way. You can draw the picture, you can do the algorithm, which is this process right here, the division. I will leave it up to you. Okay, let's go on to example 2. At home, Mario uses a bread machine to make bread. To make 3 loaves of bread, Mario uses 7 cups of whole wheat flour. Which quotient represents the number of cups of flour Mario uses to make 1 loaf of bread? So in both problems, I have 7 divided by 3. 3 goes into 7 twice. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract, and I have 1 left over. In this, I have a remainder. Over here, I have a fraction. Well, when I'm measuring flour, I have to do something with this leftover cup of flour. It doesn't just sit there. I have to use it in the bread. So a fraction is the only way to do that. I can have 2 full cups and then a third more of another cup in order to make my fraction. So 2 and a third is the correct quotient. Pretty much from here on out, we won't be using remainders. We'll convert everything into a fraction. Okay, let's look at example 3. A whole circle is 100% of the circle. If a circle is divided into thirds, then each third is what percent of the whole? So I'm going to start with my 100%. And I'm going to divide it into 3 equal pieces. 3 doesn't go into 1, but 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I subtract. Bring down the 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I subtract. I have nothing left to bring down, so I have this 1 left over. It becomes the numerator of my fraction. My divisor becomes my denominator. And then I bring up my percent sign. So 1/3 is 33 and 1/3%. 33 or 3 does not go into 100 evenly, so you will have a fraction left in your percentage. It is okay to have a fraction in a percentage. Okay, example 4. A recipe calls for adding 1.5 cups milk to 5 cups of whole wheat flour. To find the sum of these ingredients, add 5 and 1.5. So I'm going to add vertically because I like adding fractions vertically better. So I have 5, and then I have 1.5. I'm finding the sum, which tells me to add. So I have nothing plus a half, so I bring that half straight down. And then I add my wholes. 5 plus 1 is 6. So I have 6.5 cups is the sum of my ingredients. Okay? Make sure that you line up your whole numbers and your fractions in their own columns. Okay? All right, example 5. I know it's kind of a long one tonight. Last one. For Tuesday night's homework, Monty spent 1 hour reading and a half hour finishing a math assignment. To find the total time Monty spent on his homework, add 1 plus a half. Now, most of you are going to say, I don't need to write that down. I can do that in my head. That's 1.5. But I want you to write it down for this reason. Here I have 1 whole, but over here, I'm going to put my fraction. And I'm going to leave a blank space in my fractions next to my whole and in my whole number next to my fraction. If you need to, you can say 1 and 0 halves, because that's nothing, and 0 and 1/2 in order to add. If I bring this down, I then have 1.5 hours. Okay? Okay, that's it. Off to your lesson practice. I will see you in the morning.